Call hello Yahweh, Basham, Yahweh Shai, Basham Rakakadash, the witness of the apostles at Great Millstone. Salute to you, brothers, teaching the word in sincerity and in truth. So the Lord is coming back in what they call the UFOs, right? Let me do this. So, okay, So I'd done a video, Kent UFO sightings. They won't process it for whatever reason. Had some good clips in there actually. It was a good report. And it had good chariot sightings and just facts in the news report showing that it's not that it's real. But they didn't want that one to go up for whatever reason. Pretty much had quite a lot of videos in it. It was like a documentary style news report with all types of different clips and evidence in it, reputable stuff. But here we've got map reveals UK's 5 UFO hotspots as investigator lifts lid on wildest alien encounters. Now what I'm gonna do is go down to where it goes into that. So you got some here. Alright, so when you go into it, let's just read this quickly. For 2 decades, Nick worked as a civilian employee at the MOD, with his most prominent role beginning in the 1990s, where he ran the department's UFO program. So let's go on down. I don't want to read all that. Nick told The Sun, "It's interesting because when we mapped out the UFO sightings, they didn't necessarily occur in remote rural areas. So whatever investigations they did or whatever they've mapped out," it says the hotspots were often London, Birmingham, Manchester, Liverpool and Glasgow, all the major cities and urban areas. The reason for this is simple. The more people there are in an area, the more likely someone is to spot something unusual in the sky. These cities with their dense populations provided more potential witnesses. Now, one thing we do know, because America is like, I think, the most watched place on the planet. It's as Babylon the Great. You do get your chariot sightings in rural places, but matter of fact, let's go to the scripture right here because let's close that. Let's go here. Let's go to Amos 9 and 7. Behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom. So what are the eyes of the Lord? The eyes of the Lord are the angels, right? They scout out and look at this kingdom. So the chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai are looking and scouting on Esau's kingdom, on Rome 2.0, the Roman Empire, or whatever. So that's why they're in over these major cities. They're scouting, they're analyzing, people are getting their sins marked down as well. So, and these places, right, there's going to be deliverance happening all over the planet, and then these cities are getting ready to be destroyed. You're not going to have those the major demonic buildings and skyscrapers and all that in the kingdom. They're going to get zapped up by the chariots and stuff like that, and they're going to be built back up. Anywhere outside of America will be built back up built back up in a righteous, And it says, "And I will destroy it from the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord power. So there's going to be destruction and deliverance, man, from them UFOs, and that's what they do. When you see a chariot, they're over them cities, bro. It's only a matter of time before the Lord comes in a fathership, and it's curtains on these structures of the beast system. Because when you read in Revelations, right, it tells you that the beast system is going to fight against the Lord. Which you got NATO. Think of your NATO countries. Let's put that in. So you got NATO. These are going to fight. America's going to be destroyed in Third World War, and these countries are going to fight the Lord and the angels, where you read about the war in heaven. So the angels are definitely scouting out this kingdom. And that's why you got these UFO experts and things of that nature. Let's read some of that actually. Okay, this has been check this Revelation 17. And we'll just get to the point. 12, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Right? These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and Kings of kings. So they're going to go and fight against Yahweh Shai. Right? And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. But they're going to get beamed. The elect are going to get beamed up. They're going to get zapped up. They're going to get destroyed. And then it goes into America getting nuked. Let's get another one. So when you read about the war in heaven, there was a war in it. It's not talking about Satan. Let's read it. Then Revelation 12 and 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against a dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. So Michael and his angels is the UFOs, chariots, and the devil and his angels is this beast system. Doesn't it say that the devil in Revelation 20? You can't get out of this, man. Oh, you can't. How are they the devil? You saying he's the devil? Well, they called the damn devil. And they called the damn devil, and then we know who we're talking about. Okay, let's get this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go back here. So they said those are the spots, right? So they're basically saying, well, because there's more people in these cities, then there's more chance of you getting spotted. Because, you know, people would think, hey, but these chariots are over these cities. What does the scripture say? Every eye shall see him. So you ain't got to worry about being in the, you know, in the middle of nowhere. You know, you all gonna see him. Come out the government playing down UFOs. Okay, so there's got Ariga, something that happened in Ariga. Okay, let's see what this is.
Lifeline pilot Joe Bewley has seen objects moving across the night sky before, including satellites and shooting stars. But the bright orange light spotted above the Eugene area was clearly different.
The biggest thing that stood out is it was changing directions. Usually things don't change directions.
Audio recordings captured his conversation with air traffic controllers.
It's red in color, moving at extreme speeds. I don't even know how to describe how fast he's moving.
You are cleared to maneuver as necessary, left and right, to avoid the UFO out there.
At least 4 commercial pilots spotted the same mysterious bright lights above Oregon this weekend.
We're seeing 3 or 4 targets. You know, they're all altitudes, up and down. It's pretty crazy.
Bewley said the lights...
Oh, by the way, they said, the scripture says they were scared get Durst fight. So, you know that they're going to be scared. Well, he was scared. Okay, so...
showed up on his aircraft's collision avoidance system.
So he's seen a red chariot, what appeared to be like a red glowing amber or whatever chariot, right? Or set of UFOs. And so they're just going on and talking about this different things, but you know what? We'd get about 200 to 300 reports a year at its peak. That number went up to 700 to 800 recalls. But he says that he believes it could be tens of thousands. See, when you're giving these individuals this info, you're saying you're giving all these individuals military bases, people reaching out to police stations, military bases, airports. When you're giving them this information, anytime anybody's done it, it usually becomes top secret. And you gotta ask yourself why that is. They weren't even the ones that seen it, but they take your sighting and make it top secret. So you gotta ask yourself about this sort of stuff. Okay, let's see what's going on here with this. So let's get Revelation 1. Okay, Revelation 1:7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. That's why these chariots are all over your cities and all over the place, man. The Lord is bringing the spooky to you, to where you're at. Which, you know, these Hollywood directors and all of that are aware of it. They've always got a super villain, if you think about it, in Avengers or whatever the case is. I mean, the Superman's based off that, and they always come down in a so-called UFO or spaceship, intergalactic ship. Okay. Why is that? Because it's right here in the scriptures, man. Behold, he cometh with clouds, his chariots, and UFOs. Scriptures we make of his clouds, his chariots, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so a man. So you're going to find out what the truth is. I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Let's do this. So, you know, I'm going to close this one out. But like I was saying, I did a video here, and they pretty much, they locked it off, you know, they took it, they didn't allow it to go up there. So we're going to, that's just showing me that, you know, that I'm going to do some more videos on these UFOs, because they obviously didn't want that video out. Like I said, it had people talking about some certain things in the video, man. Clips. All of that. So this is where we're at with things. With that, I'm going to say, shalom.